It's Clark and Perry
on the case.
Da-na-na-na. Clark and Perry do what it takes. Da-na-na-na. Clark and Perry investigate.
The activities and interests of local artists in the Windy City's finest throughout both Lethbridge and Medicine Hat, Alberta. Available on TELUS, Optic TV, On Demand, VidFlex, YouTube, and more for limited time only. Terms and conditions apply.
Da-na-na-na.
Hello again, everybody. This is the Windy City's finest. He's Clark, I'm Perry, and we are joined by Corley once again. In our lovely home studio again. We got the lovely kitty over here. So good. I love them. I love them so much. So inspirational. And you talked a lot about how, you know, they're a part of your life and how they mean a lot to you. And another thing I picked up on was you mentioned that you're an extrovert and you kind of get energy from people.
Yes.
And I was just wondering if you could speak to, like, I imagine you get energy from the animals,
absolutely,
right? And how that kind of, do you have anything to like add to that or to speak to that? Or?
I know that they have made my life a lot more vibrant by existing in it.
Yeah.
And I chose sheepdogs because of their bubbly, positive, like complete jolly personalities. Mm-hmm. The Old English sheepdogs, they're really well known for their bounciness.
Yeah.
So,
we have experienced it firsthand. Yes, it's awesome. It's awesome.
Yes, they're featured in lots of movies and stuff because of their temperaments. Yeah.
Awesome. Cool. And then I also remember, like, you talked a lot about kind of respecting and appreciating the foundations.
Yes.
And so we're going to be diving into kind of illustrating here. And I want to keep that in the back of my mind because I think that's a really fascinating kind of approach and outlook on what you do. And so, I mean, we're about to get started. I have never used anything like this. I've never done anything like this. So my first question would kind of be like, is there anything I should keep in mind? Like any like quick tips for me as we get started here, or just
don't drop the Apple Pencil.
Don't drop the Apple Pencil. Okay, rule number 1.
Don't drop it.
Yeah.
I had to replace mine because I dropped it.
Oh no. Okay.
And they're not cheap.
For sure. No, for sure.
But otherwise, aside from being a bit more breakable than your average
HB pencil.
I mean, you don't want to drop your HB pencil either because the lead breaks all throughout,
right?
And then it becomes that frustrating thing where every time you sharpen it, the lead falls out.
Yep.
You ever have that as a kid with your pencil crayons?
For sure. We actually did just do an episode with somebody who draws.
Yeah.
And they had a whole range of HB pencils and all the different like thicknesses and stuff. And I made sure not to drop any of those.
Drop them.
Same rule here. Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Okay. Awesome.
But yeah. So one of the first things I do is I sort of pretend like I'm drawing on paper. I start with a sketch.
Okay, and so you can kind of move this around here.
You can move it around, do whatever's comfortable for you, make it bigger, make it smaller.
Yeah, that's actually really fun.
Yeah.
So you can just kind of imagine how you're drawing it as if it's a piece of paper.
And it's nice because then you'll be able to zoom in on your details and stuff.
Right, okay.
So when you hold your pencil, I find it helps to put this part of my hand right on the flat part.
There is a flat part. I don't know if you can see that on here, but there's like this flat edge and then it's like circular. So you said to put this part on here? That's
on the...
Oh, flipped around like that.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So you have paintbrush and the eraser for your basic things.
Sounds
so if
good.
you click the paintbrush, you can pick from all these different things. So honestly, there's so many different textures and I use like the same ones.
The same
always.
Ones. Yeah.
I have hardly explored them.
It's
you can find like a chain and you draw and it's just a chain.
Yeah.
But I have this weird thing where like if I want a chain, I'm gonna draw the chain.
Yourself,
I don't want to use someone else's chain.
Yeah.
Same as in pottery, you can get like texture rollers. No, I want to make my own texture roller. Right, I don't want to use someone else's. Here comes Ruth.
Ruth, are you gonna help me? You're gonna pick a...
She's probably gonna lay down on it.
That's awesome. I love it. Oh, hello. That's awesome. Okay, so we're picking one.
So
I think
those are gonna be your main tools.
Okay.
There's all these things you can do. Like if you click that, you can change everything. Oh, she's here for the treats.
Yeah.
I don't change them at all. Lots of people do, but
almost fell off.
I don't.
So good.
If anyone doesn't have a cat, this is what having a cat is like.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so your other really valuable tools are going to be over here. This is like your The size of your paintbrush. Oh, my Apple Pencil won't work on there.
Oh, interesting.
Cause
Okay.
yeah, they're Bluetoothed to.
Okay, so that, and then I can make it bigger.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and then your back button. If you don't like what you did.
Yep, that's gonna come in handy.
And this is your opacity here.
Okay, okay.
Or that one's your color.
Oh, okay, okay.
Or sorry, not your color. This one's your color. That one's your.
Oh,
this is,
opacity.
Yeah.
So like this.
Yeah.
And then make it more faint.
Yeah.
Okay, and then the back button. Very handy. Okay.
Okay, so those are your basic. That's how we'll start.
Awesome.
What do you want to draw?
What do I want to draw? What do we want to draw? I think is the question. I mean, very inspired by the animals, and I know that that's featured in your artwork a lot. I guess a question before we decide what we're gonna draw. I'm interested. Like, is it a lot more like realistic stuff, or have you done some like abstract stuff, or like? I
do abstract stuff in fabric design a little bit. She's gonna eat all of these.
All of those, if you let her. Yeah.
I do a little bit of it. I'm more of like a cartoonist kind of.
Mm-hmm.
I do realism. Don't love it.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take a photo if I want realism.
Right, totally.
But I learn it because it's a fundamental.
Totally.
So you learn it, and then you move forward.
You move forward. Right on.
So.
Yeah, I think I'm quite inspired by the cats. I love cats. Maybe let's do something cat related.
Okay.
And yeah, I think cats can be kind of cheeky. They do what they want.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of like the direction that I think I would like to go in.
Sure.
Does that inspire anything for you?
Yeah. Do you want us to draw the same thing, or do we want to each draw our own things?
Ooh. I think let's maybe start drawing the same thing.
Sure.
And then we'll see if we can like taper off maybe in different directions.
Yeah. All right.
I think that might be cool. And it might help me just kind of like follow along a little
Perfect.
bit to begin with. And
yeah.
Then, yeah.
So pick a color.
Oh, okay. Top right.
I'm probably going to pick just a dark color to start. Doesn't matter what one.
Okay. I will also pick a darker color. Whoa, it like follows along.
Oh, hers is fancier than mine. Yeah. I borrowed the iPad from my sister.
Yeah.
And hers is new. Look at that. It's fancier. You've got fancier equipment than me.
Fancy. So mine is going to be better. It has to be, right? That's how
your drawing better be better too.
Oh, gosh.
Okay, so then check out your opacity.
Yes. This one. And we'll click that out. Set up our paper right there.
Oh, I'm in white. That's why mine's not working. Cool.
Like that.
I'm just going to blow the cat hair off of.
Is that something you have to do often?
Yes.
Yes.
And I need to vacuum more often than I do as well.
Right.
Balance. Remember, I said I need more balance.
Yes. So I picked my color. Yeah. I've checked the size.
You're happy with the texture of your brush?
And
yeah.
Maybe we will change that. We'll get rid of this. We'll change the texture.
Oh, that's the one I'm using.
This is?
This one. The second one.
The second one down. Oh, okay, okay. And then, and is that your kind of favorite?
That's my favorite. Hers does look a little different than mine because you can, might be how you're pressing too.
Yeah, I'm like pressing quite light and it looks like it's,
yeah, it's sensitive.
Yeah.
It's sensitive to your pressure.
Yeah. And so it really is like quite as accurate as it can be to
yeah,
like
yeah.
On
it's
paper.
awesome, yeah. Also, if you double tap, it switches to your eraser on here.
Oh.
So.
What?
So I draw. Here, I'll make a big thing.
Yeah.
And then I'll double tap. And now it's my eraser.
And then you can kind of, wow.
And you can change all these settings with your eraser too.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. This is insane. Okay.
And then I can just delete that because I don't want it.
For sure. Okay. Let's try this out. You know what? I'm good with that. Let's roll with it.
Okay, so you want to draw a cat?
Switch to my eraser. That's going to take a while.
So if you press your layers up here,
layers,
you can swipe, delete, or clear. And start over. But if you weren't sure that you wanted that to leave, you can always hide it for a bit. Try it again and be like, oh, I don't like that future version. Pick from the ones, yeah.
Okay. Awesome. Okay, kind of getting my navigation skills down here. That's awesome. And yeah, so we're gonna go with cats. Kind of cheeky. Yeah, I don't know. Where should we start? Where do you usually start when you're drawing your doggos?
Well, every time I draw my dogs, I start with the nose.
The nose. And why the nose? Just because it's...
I don't know. With the sheepdogs, like, watch this. And you have a sheepdog.
Yeah, and it all starts right in the center with the nose.
Yeah.
I love that. It's like such a prominent feature.
And would you look at this communication? That's like 5 lines, and it's a dog.
Yeah.
It's just lines.
Okay, you're like
I love
this.
art.
Yeah. And so when you say that you mentioned like the communication of it, are you just referring to like how simple it is to do it, and then the message that you
Well,
get
if you think about the fact that the world has how many different languages, right?
Yeah.
But what does this mean to everybody?
Happy.
And it's 3 small things.
Yeah.
Like 3.
Yeah. Already I can see like the doggo coming out here.
Yeah.
And then
Look at that.
And a little tongue.
Yeah.
Nice. And then,
you can just, do you want it to all go away? You can use the...
I'm just kind of playing, but yeah, we can do this. Yeah, for sure. Awesome. Okay, that's a really interesting thing in of itself. And so that's kind of coming from your like education, it sounds like, right? Learning like the communication. Yeah.
The value, people don't value art like they should. It's everywhere.
Yeah, literally.
It's everything you look at, everything your speech is art, and everything it communicates. So a cat.
A cat.
Probably with a cat, I have to do it to think.
Yes, yeah.
I'm gonna think. I would start there and give it some ears, then a nose. And there's like a super basic.
Really basic.
And then I might refine it a bit more.
Yeah.
Give it bigger eyes. Some whiskers. And I always start really primitive.
Yeah.
You know, my cats all have M's on their foreheads.
Why?
Because they do.
They just do, hey?
If Nanny was here, I'd show you.
Oh, yeah.
They have it's in their markings. Ruth, do you have an M on your forehead?
She's like, what?
Can you see it? Yeah.
Oh, wow. Interesting. And yeah, that's really interesting because I know you started at the top. And like another thing that came to my mind when you said for the dogs, you start with the nose, or the sheep dogs, right? You start with the nose. And like the first thing that comes to mind for me with that is just that like, you know, dogs' sense of smell is incredible.
Yes.
You know, and then like cats, like you kind of started at the top, and with the ears, cats' sense of like hearing is incredible.
Yeah, actually.
So, I thought that was really
that is really interesting. I love watching them when they purposely ignore me. Ruth, she will look at. Do you see her ears?
Yeah.
She's listening to outside while she's looking at us. And then some birds just flew by. Yeah. She didn't look at them, but she could hear them. Yeah. And then I saw them fly by the window.
Interesting.
It's really interesting to watch the animals' mannerisms. So I'd never made that connection though.
Yeah.
But yeah, so there's my primitive cat sketch.
Cat. You know what? I'm gonna give it a shot here.
Okay.
Just based on like So we're gonna start with the top. I'm gonna give it some ears. Those might be quite big ears, but anyway, give it some eyes, you said, right? And the next most things, like a little small button nose. Now I'm getting stuck. I might be getting in my head a bit too much.
Maybe his mouth.
Yeah, mouth. Okay, yeah, the shape of the mouth.
Yeah.
And when you were drawing them, I still saw a dog to begin with, and I saw like a little French, like a French.
Oh yeah.
Dog, or like, but which I thought was interesting. And then just kind
of. Homer Simpson.
Yeah. I think the whiskers too.
Yeah.
Those are a big thing. Interesting. You've got a very prominent mouth. My cat,
and okay, so here's another trick. Do you want to give him shoulders like mine?
Yes.
So, if you, I can't do it. I can't do it upside down.
Yeah.
Like that. You can make him smaller and move him around, and now you've got space for his shoulders.
Oh wow, that is handy. Okay.
Yeah.
And that doesn't compromise like the like pixels or
it does
a little bit?
Yep.
But
this is
much.
a pixel-based program. So if you want a big drawing, you have to use a big file. That is the biggest, that is the one big flaw with this program versus I used to do Illustrator and everything was vector. So vector versus pixel, you know how it is.
Yeah.
Pixels get bigger as you stretch it. With vector, they don't.
Yeah.
But I don't do... it's worth it. Like, I don't do anything big scale anyway. And I'm not doing branding with this. And if I am, I can do it on here. And then I can go back to Illustrator with it too.
Right.
Yeah. But yeah, so there you go.
Shoulders.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay.
Yeah, he's got some armpits there.
Yeah, sweet. All right.
Okay.
That is my primitive, oddly Homer-looking cat.
Okay, so the next thing that I would do now is I'd add another layer.
Okay, adding another layer.
And then I would start to block in some color. So what color cat are you going to make?
What color cat am I going to make? Maybe let's try a tabby cat.
Sure. Like Ruth?
Or...
Should we get her to come model for us?
Oh,
Ruth,
maybe,
come here.
if she will.
Ruth, come. Usually she'll come when I call.
The dogs are like, yes, absolutely. The cat.
Ruth. No, she's going to be stubborn.
Yeah,
well, she is a cat.
She knows. She's like, oh.
So pick a color. Pick the base color. So we're going to look for a nice gray.
Yeah.
Or you can make one. If you just go to the...
Disc?
Yeah. You can find one in there.
Whoa. Let's go there.
And then you might want to make your space a bit bigger.
The space?
Sorry.
The size of it?
I don't know what the word is.
Yeah. Okay. And
then you can just block it in quick.
Whoa, you just went for it, the whole thing, eh?
Yeah, well, you can always go back. That's the beauty.
Okay. Okay. It feels so weird. I imagine a lot of this feels very like intuitive to you now. Yes. But like this feels oddly unintuitive. Like I feel like I wouldn't start by just like doing the whole thing. I would try to be really specific.
Because you haven't trained in gesture drawing.
Gesture drawing is what it's called?
Remember I told you that I did drawing classes and we'd have a model there and you'd have 15 seconds. So you draw fast.
Yeah.
And then that's part of that is what gives you the depth and the values in your drawing that keeps it from gives it life. And so one of the things that I do right away now is I'll immediately duplicate that layer. So I just copy it and paste it.
Copy. And
then paste it over here. And then I go through my blend modes. Here. Sorry, open your layers again.
Yeah.
And see the little N?
N, yes.
Press it. And now you can change how this top color looks.
Oh.
Okay.
Interesting.
So I like the multiply layer, and then it gives a really dark layer of the same, the exact same drawing.
Multiplies right at the top there.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, much darker, yeah.
And now I'm going to go to my eraser.
Eraser.
Turn that opacity down quite a bit.
Okay.
And I'm going to work on finding some light sources. So if you think about where's the light going to hit your cat? Straight on, or are you just going to do it sort of... I mean, for the most part, I don't do it too specifically. I'll highlight cheeks, and then you just start slowly erasing to give it both texture. So I'll just do really
I'm going to watch you first here for a second.
And
It's very interesting to kind of watch, even just watching you go through this process, because I don't know. It's kind of blowing my brain a little bit. Like it's not how I would have imagined this going. Like it's
really?
not how I would have imagined drawing. Like
Oh.
and it's very layer based.
Yes.
I'm getting the sense, right?
Yeah.
Hmm.
And I notice I'm constantly changing those. And it's like second nature to me now.
Yeah.
But that's not something you can do on a pen and paper.
No.
So there's some of the values of
pros.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna dive in here.
Okay.
Okay. Interesting. Okay. Come down here a little bit on the nose. Okay. Maybe we'll make this side lighter, or I have no idea what I'm doing.
That's good.
Yeah.
I mean, don't forget to change your. Your eraser. Hold on. Your eraser is not the same. There, that'll make it easier. Now it's the same texture that you were working with. Because all that stuff you can control with your pencil, you can also control with your eraser.
Right. Okay. Awesome.
There you go.
Here. So you did quite a lot on the shoulders and body here.
And every time you pick up your pencil, it starts it again. So if your opacity is at like 30%, and you color all as a solid, it'll be 30% solid. But then you pick it up and it gives you another layer of 30%.
Interesting.
So I do a lot of that too, to keep adding to the value.
Okay. Got something like that.
Okay.
I feel like mine is quite sparse compared to yours. So on this layer of action, I guess, you still are going quite broad? Like you've kind of filled out your entire kind of cat. Yeah, you can always change it, and it's it's different styles will all be different. There's no rules really. Right.
It's going to be about what you.
Okay. I think I'm good with this.
Okay.
I haven't really played with the opacity or anything much.
All right. So next, maybe we should. Okay. So now what we'll do is open up your layers again and turn off these two, and we're back to our primitive drawing.
Okay. So turn those off. Oh, hello, Homer.
And then you add another one on top.
And add another one on top.
Now let's go pick a color for his Homer Simpson thing.
Okay.
So I'll pick a creamy kind of a color.
Okay.
Creamy. Yeah. And then now we are looking at that again. So then you can sort of fill that in. I'm gonna go back a bit and turn my opacity down. And I'm gonna do his chest like that too, so it matches his beard.
Okay, I like that idea.
And I'm gonna do a little bit in his ears. Just to. And then once you know where your shapes are, you can turn your other layers back on so you can see what you're doing.
Okay. Here.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea. I like that.
Right there. Okay. I tried the opacity. I think I was at full opacity, sorry.
Okay.
When I first went, so
yeah.
I haven't quite wrapped my head around that part, but that's okay. That's okay.
So just turn your other layers back on now that you know where your cat is again.
Okay.
And now you can refine it if you want. So you can take your eraser, turn the opacity right up, and you can clean up those edges a bit if you want.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I'm keeping it within...
And then you can also soften it up,
Interesting. Yeah, I can definitely see how you kind of get into your zone here and just really find your zen in here. So here's my eraser. Looks like it's coloring it. That's getting rid of.
Yeah, because it's showing you through the. It's showing you the layer underneath it.
Okay. It's
so don't forget to play with your opacity.
Yeah, opacity. Because then I can kind of get rid of. Kind of give it a bit of texture on here. Okay.
Beautiful.
Thanks. I know. Okay.
And then I'm gonna do the duplicate thing again. So copy.
Oh gosh. Okay.
Paste.
This. Paste.
And now you go back to your blend modes. Turn it back up to multiply and it'll darken it.
Here.
And
darken? Or
multiply.
Oh, multiply.
It just does darken it.
Okay.
That's just my favorite one. And then we do the eraser thing again.
The eraser thing. I'm in my eraser, the size. Maybe we'll start lower opacity this time. And
so I'm keeping his chin a little dark. And if you mess up, that's okay, because you can always go back, because it's digital.
And this is getting rid of like that tan color.
It's just sort of giving it depth when I do it.
Yeah, I don't know about mine, but that's okay.
It looks great.
Yeah.
I'm quite enjoying your brush marks.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
Yeah. Okay. Ready to move on?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, so now at this point, I would probably group these all together to clean it up a bit.
So here.
Just swipe sideways to group.
All of them?
No, not the bottom one, just the 4 that are on top yet.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe I didn't do. What did I do? Just select. Other way.
Oh, so this way?
On the next one. Yeah.
Oh, and then it pops up.
Yeah.
And then layer 2?
Yeah. And then group them.
And we group them.
And then we can... And let's add the nose.
Oh, okay.
So do you want a pink nose or a black nose? Or a green nose?
Ooh, I love green.
It's up to you.
Let's try green.
Okay.
I don't know if that'll be weird or not, but...
Yeah, probably a little, but that's okay. So a green nose cat.
Yeah. Got my color. So you zoomed in quite a bit.
Yeah, right? I zoom in quite a bit, especially on these little features.
Okay. Change our size here. Okay. Oh, hidden layers.
Oh, sorry. You have to make a new layer probably.
Ah, okay.
All these little things that I do that are muscle memory.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. Okay.
Okay. And then copy the layer.
Oh, I'm going to do a bit more.
Yeah, when you're...
Okay. Okay, and then we want to zoom out a little bit. We go here. We go tap on it. Copy.
Yeah.
Here. Paste. Ta-da.
And probably there's a way simpler way than pressing all these buttons that somebody watching this will be like...
Yeah.
But this is how I do it.
Yeah, this is your process. That's awesome.
And then over to multiply.
Then you come back over here. The N. Up to multiply.
Look at you catching on.
Picking it up. We're getting there.
Good job.
Awesome.
And then erase.
And then you erase. Interesting. And then so this. Okay. This. Yeah. I'm gonna make it kind of smaller and do way more. Just really, because I think I put more. I was erasing kind of like the light was hitting this on this side. I think so. I'm gonna try to keep that going here on the nose. I have no idea if that will translate or not, but
I guess we'll see.
Yeah, I guess we'll see. Awesome.
If you ever want to put some back in without doing the layer, just turn it back to the paintbrush too.
Paintbrush. Oh, right. Paintbrush.
Because like I just added too much eraser here. So I'm going to work a bit back in.
Okay. I think that's my green nose for my cat.
Group those together.
Oh, okay. So we go back up here. Oh.
Yep.
And group.
And that's your nose section now. Close the group.
Close that group.
And now if you turn the other group on, you can see how your nose looks with the rest of your cat. Look,
Whoa.
mine has a nipple. So I'll take that off. Probably on both layers too.
Okay. I kind of like the green with the tan.
Yeah.
I don't know.
He's been in the grass.
Yeah.
Okay. Should we add some eyes?
Yes, please. I'm kind of terrified of my cat right now. It's just like an abyss of...
Also, you can also name your groups. And then, because sometimes, like, I think this size will let me have 42 layers, or 44 layers. So if, like, it's hard to see. So if you know what they're called, it can help.
Yeah. So
fur and nose.
Okay, show keyboard. So yeah, that was the nose. How do I confirm it? Okay, and then this rename. This was fur. Okay.
Okay, so back to the top, and now erase those.
And sorry, I have a quick question there on so you said you can have quite a lot of layers. And how many would you typically, so if you're doing one of the doggos, how many layers would you typically get up to? Like, I don't know, not that you would remember specifically, but like something like this, like how many layers?
For me, that would just be one layer.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, if it's just this one, like that's basically my primitive sketch. That's the equivalent to this for me.
Right, that would be.
But by the time I'm done, yes. By the time I'm done something more like this, why don't we check? Here's a cat I drew.
Okay.
Last week, and it has, if I add a new layer, it has 25 layers.
Oh, okay, interesting.
Or let's find another one. Here, this one was pretty intense.
There's a lot going on.
Yes.
Yeah.
So if I add a new layer,
Is this your friend? Like the person who is your mentor?
No, it's like a self-portrait.
Okay, awesome.
So I did draw her though. I can show you. Okay. This is layer 86 on this one.
Oh wow.
And sometimes I run out of layers and I start like, okay, flatten the nose, flatten that because I'm happy with it. Right. And you can zoom in and look at, I'm wearing the same slippers and I've got some hairy legs there, and I have a little tattoo. You know. Yeah. That's a cup that my friend made that I use for my pottery tools, and you can see it doesn't actually look like me, but it's like a representation of, there's my water bottle with a sticker, and that's a mug one of my friends made me, and there's awesome. Ruth being annoying. That's what she does.
I love it, yes.
And I have all these. I usually make a Christmas card of the dogs that I send out. Yeah. And the cats are in that one. So this one has 67 layers. There's the ice cream one I was telling you about. Oh yeah. Yeah. Nice. That one has.
And so all of these. So now that I'm like watching having done a bit of the process and now seeing these, I can really kind of see. So you just kind of did that whole background, I can imagine, and then you switch to the eraser, and then you remove some of that color. Yeah. And and like the more I look at it, the more I can kind of see that technique, I guess, kind of coming through. And
I can also tell you I spent 2 hours and 43 minutes on this drawing. Yeah.
Interesting.
All this data is here, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. Hey?
Yeah, that's my friend who taught me pottery. Oh, awesome. And her dog.
Love it.
Yeah. I made that as a gift for her.
And how long did that take? If that's not too hard to.
That one took me 6 hours and 54 minutes.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah, and it has 43 layers.
Interesting, yeah.
I'm trying to see if there's one that took like a really long time. Oh, this one. It's kind of a weird one. But it took a long time, I think. That one has like, how many layers? 113 layers. And 14 hours and 10 minutes on that one.
And would that have been all in one sitting?
No.
No, you would have broken
not that
it up
one.
a bit? Yeah.
Or this one might have taken a while too. This one's called Cat Soup.
Cat Soup.
They're just hot tubbing in there. And I tried to like put the light from the fire and look at, they had the good sense to take their collars off before they got in their hot tub. Yeah, nice. This is an old one. 79 layers. And it took 4 hours and 59 minutes. So not bad. Yeah. It might have the date too, July 8th, 2020.
Oh, awesome. Really cool. Yeah.
And now it's got modified today because I was in there.
Because you're just in there? Yeah. Interesting.
So there's all these, all this info is available, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's Clark and Perry.
On the case.
Da-na-na-na. Clark and Perry. Do what it takes. Da-na-na-na. Clark and Perry. Investigate.
The activities and interests of local artists in the Windy City's finest throughout both Lethbridge and Medicine Hat, Alberta. Available on TELUS, Optic TV, On Demand, VidFlex, YouTube, and more for limited time only. Terms and conditions apply.
Da-na-na-na.